Today we're doing a really great installation. There's a beautiful old church that's been repurposed into a commercial residential facility, and we're going to be hanging a bunch of pictures, some great stuff. We'll also show you what kind of stuff we can do and how to hang them. These two big ones we're doing here in a really important entryway of the facility, and it's a little bit unusual because it's got a wheelchair ramp in front of it, so the floor slopes off from side to side. We're using 2 hooks for each one, of course. They're fairly big pieces, and we want them to stay level. Here we're doing a set of 3 beautiful landscapes, and we'll just put them in a row, kind of gallery style. This turned out great. It's a really beautiful series of 3 with the larger one in the middle and 2 flanking. And it's nice because you can enjoy this art as you move through the space. And these big pieces, of course, will be the first thing that people see as they enter this beautiful entryway. Looks great. Thanks for a really powerful first look into the entryway. This is a nice, this is kind of a dark hallway they're trying to spiff up with a bright floral. Just a little trick when you're in a very defined space like this, if you just measure it in the same distance from both sides, it makes it really easy to place your hangers. For me, I'm about 6 feet tall, and if I hang most hooks at my eye level, it almost always works as a good height for where to hang pictures. I just put a level on the top, make sure everything is level. You can adjust things easily by just sliding it to one side or the other. It's a great piece, it really brightens up the hallway. This is an important spot at the end of a long hallway. We picked a really bold abstract so that it would show up as people were moving down that hallway and enjoy it the whole way down. On a wall in a big hallway upstairs, and we have a very defined space between the 2 doors. So again, we'll use our trick where we just measure in the same distance. We use 2 hooks, of course. That helps keep it straight on the wall by providing a little bit more friction on the wire, and it doesn't allow it to swing like a pendulum and be crooked all the time. One thing about using 2 hooks is they don't even have to be exactly level. There's enough friction on the wire where if you're even close, it'll hang level. So I just eyeball it. If you want to measure, there's nothing wrong with measuring from the ceiling or the floor. Just hook one hook on the wire on one hook and slide it over on the other. If you have help, you can always have somebody get one hook while you get the other. We just check to make sure it's level. It's gorgeous. Here's a couple of cool pieces. These will be going above furniture that hasn't been delivered yet, but they'll be coming, and they'll be centered then very close over the top of this. Another beautiful Klimt landscape that really brightens up the dark hallway. Gives you something to look at as you come up the stairs. Here we're going to hang up this big piece in a space that's a big empty space except for the beautiful what's it called? Thermostat on the wall, which unfortunately we have to deal with art a lot. Light switches and thermostats and that kind of thing. So here we're going to cheat over a little bit to the left to have it be mostly centered, but give that thermostat a little bit extra space. Looks great. Another thing that you want to keep in mind when you're hanging your art is look for places where naturally people flow through a space at the end of a hallway. In this case, as somebody comes out of this big room, they'll have a nice piece of art to look at. So we're centering it on the doorway coming out of this room. It's a great piece. What a nice surprise when you open the door. This is a diptych, which just means one picture in 2 pieces. So we want them to hang fairly close together so you keep that continuity. So we're just experimenting on the floor, moving them closer and further apart till we get the space that we want. We think this is a good arrangement, and it will also be centered on the light, which also helps to show it off.
Do that again.
My motto on hanging pictures is, why work if you don't have to? So I always try to think, what's the easiest way to do this? In this case, I'm going to hang the 2 outside ones and then I'll measure the center between the hangers, and I'll put the center one in the middle. That way it really minimizes how much measuring I have to do. So here I eyeballed where approximately the location I want these to be, the distance apart. I put my hangers up for each of the last two on the outside, measuring from the same height from the ceiling and making sure that the hangers are the same width apart. That way, supposedly, they'll be very close to right when I get them up on the wall. Now I'm measuring between my two outside pictures, and then I find the center point. So here it's 4/8, so I want to do 2/4 apart. That's my center line. And from there, I'm going to go the same 14.5 inches out from there. And then I'll put my two hangers and I'll be good to go. By doing a grouping of related pieces like this, you get major impact from three relatively small pieces. And it'll be a great inspiration for the people exercising in this room.